where you hit the whack-a-mole. I feel like I'm on the game of whack-a-mole, except I'm the mole and I'm like dodging all of the hammers, everything that's coming at me. So welcome everybody to today's show. If you could give me in the Zoom chat, let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Just want to make sure we've got that sound and video check. Just let me know in the live comments. But hopefully you're not like me feeling like the whack-a-mole. We're going to be talking to Kathy Biehl here in just a moment. And she's awesome. She's an astrologer. She has something like 1,000 tarot decks. I'm going to ask her about that. So welcome in everybody. Hello. It looks like folks are starting to jump in. If somebody wouldn't mind giving me a sound and video check, let me know. Yes, you can hear me. Beautiful. We love when technology works. Awesome. Drop in the comments, if you would, where you are tuning in from, city, state, or country. Norway. Okay. We are international already for this episode. So let's go ahead. I'm going to bring Kathy on without further delay and see what the heck, if she feels like whack-a-mole. Kathy, hello. Do you feel like whack-a-mole? That's a way of putting it. Yeah. Yeah. So, you said you have like 1,000 tarot decks. Oh, wow. So, Kathy, they're saying they can't see you or hear you. It's just me up on the screen. I know. What the heck? This is why I have my phone handy so that I can see what they're seeing online. But yeah, they're like, where's Kathy? We can't see Kathy. Oh no. Well, maybe if you maybe if you exit out and try to come back in, I'll hold down the fort. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Oh my gosh, technology. I tell you what. So this is why we do the sound check and the video check, make sure you can hear us before we start talking about all the astrology stuff. So let me know in the comments, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you feeling? I feel right now that the energy, like I talked about a minute ago, the whack-a-mole game, it's like back and forth and back and forth. And so maybe you've been feeling the same way. I know there's been a lot of people talking about how they're having trouble. Oh no, Kathy! Oh, let's see. Do you see me? Oh, I can see you. I can hear you. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness gracious. Technology, right? It's just like a mess. But you know, at least Kathy's trying. So I'm seeing in the comments, high anxiety, constantly tired, like crap, feeling like crap, scattered, overwhelmed. Yeah. So what I was about to say is that I've heard reports from people saying that they've had trouble sleeping. So let me know in the comments if you have had trouble sleeping. I'm going to try one more time to bring Kathy on and see if we can make it work. Let's see here. Fingers crossed, maybe. Let's see if we can. Oh, let's see. Uh, let's see. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Yes, I can see you and hear. can't see me and hear me. Oh. Okay. All right. Kathy's going to try a different browser. So in the meantime, we're going to have a little chat here in the comments. So this week, I feel like Twilight Zone. I feel like I've been sleeping physically, but then I wake up in the mornings and it's like I feel like the whole night I was out traveling. So let me know in the comments how you are sleeping. Lots of dreams. Yes, tired, but trouble sleeping. I have today. I couldn't wake up. My body was so heavy. Right? I've been doing all of the things that I know how to do. You know, moving the body, using high frequency oils, drinking lots of water. Let's see here. Very busy dreams. Hardly slept for days. Let's see if we can get Kathy back on. Doesn't sound like it's working. Nope. Just having some trouble, some difficulty. So we're going to pivot into something else here in just a minute with, I have my cards next to me so we can play with tarot cards and see what we're getting. Let's see. I feel lazy. Wide awake at 2. Terrible insomnia. So I feel that I dream, work on things, but I don't remember any of it. Let's see. Sleeping less and feeling disconnected. Let's see here. Angie's saying took extra B12. Not doing anything, huh? Yeah. Okay. Doesn't sound like Kathy's going to be jumping on to join us. She keeps trying, but the technology doesn't seem to be working. Oh, I know. I know. We're looking forward to having Kathy on the show today, but doesn't seem to be cooperating. Okay, she's going to try it from her phone and see if it works. Unmotivated. Twilight Zone, right, Christine? I completely agree. Yeah, old tricks not working. Candace is even saying, I'm tired. So what the heck? I've equated it actually to the Pluto going retrograde. So it's still going to stay in Aquarius, but it's in retrograde now. Because Pluto is the planet of death with rebirth and transformation, that to me, right, like you hear that and it just feels so heavy. And so if we're being asked to review and reconsider what's happening in our life around those themes and Aquarius themes, that just sounds heavy. I feel like I need some kind of nap just talking about Pluto being Aquarius. Yeah, Leanne, I hear you. I thought May was going to be an easier month. And I've heard astrologers talk about like, oh yeah, May is better than where we've been lately, but so far it does not feel any lighter. So yeah, Jason, your emojis are perfect. Ooh, Katrina's saying I've had lots of contact through my dreams with lost family. Let's see. Yeah. That blue box is Kathy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think it's quite working. So, okay, let's see here. Surrender and rest. I agree. So if you're new to this show, this is the jar. If you comment on this live stream, then you will get your bauble in the jar. And yeah, we're going to send lots of good energy to Kathy. It's too bad she wasn't able to join us today. She tried several times behind the scenes to get it to connect, so I'm not sure what's happening. But I talked about this in Sacred Signals the other day. I was looking at the power outage that happened in Spain and Portugal. And psychically, I was shown that it was basically the energy in our solar system that made the power go out, and them having all those issues. And when I tuned into it, and those that are Sacred Signal members, you'll remember me talking about this last week. Spirit said that there was going to be more of those power outages, and not just in Spain and Portugal, but in other places as well. So I bring that up because God bless Kathy for trying to get on here. I think we're going to be faced with more and more, unfortunately, technological issues as a society, as a world. So I'm not shocked that the technology, isn't working. I think we're going to experience it not only with internet, with power, but also our cell phones. Retrograde. But sorry, she's trying to still get on backstage. So every time she tries, I get a little bit distracted. So we're not in a Mercury retrograde, but I will say that I would back up your data if you do have something big planned with technology, something that like an important meeting where it requires internet. I would just take a few deep breaths and know that we're kind of at the mercy of what's going to work and what's not going to work. I think we are going to be up against a lot of technology issues where we're not going to be able to figure out ahead of time if it's going to work or not work. So I would say have a backup plan. Yeah, and I can try to text her. She's trying to get in again. So let me just click this button and see if she's able to drop in. But let's see here. Let's see if she can just come on. Let me send a quick text message and see if I don't know if you can hear her or not, but she's making all kinds of noises backstage. God love her. She's trying her best. Can you join the chat? Go to the link on my YouTube channel for the live broadcast. Okay. Yeah, she tried. So we'll see if she drops into that. Fraser's over here trying to help. Fraser's over here trying to help. He knows that his mama is stressed out over here trying to get the technology to work, but oh, you can't hear her. Oh gosh. Let's see. We're gonna try one more time. Yeah, like her camera's not coming online. I don't see camera. I don't see audio. So sorry, Kathy. Okay. And we even jump on early and try to troubleshoot everything. So let's start going into some of these headlines then that I had that Kathy and I were going to talk about. And I'll give you my psychic insight. Yeah. I love that you're here for your first live. I'm sorry that it completely fell apart. Yeah, let's see here. No, I mean, I'm on my earbuds because the audio without the earbuds sucks. And so I can't really have her on FaceTime on my phone. So we're kind of just with what we've got, you know? Constance, it's been a day. You missed the first 15 minutes maybe of us trying to get the guest on. Okay, well, me and Fraser are gonna, right, Fraser? We're gonna work this together, and we'll see if Kathy shows up in the chat. Okay, so sorry for the first 15 minutes of trying to get this to work. My apologies. This is what happens when you have a live show. It makes me question whether I should not have a live show and just do it all pre-recorded, but I do like the community and the conversation and everything. So yeah, Fraser. Hey, Fraser, you're going to be my... Okay, Fraser, you're going to be my co-host today while we talk about everything. Okay. So, oh yeah, so this is, let me take this off for a second. This is our today's guest. This is Kathy Biehl. Professional Aquarian is her Instagram, is her YouTube. So, yeah, I was just talking about how everybody has been saying in the comments how tired they are. Yeah, sleep and trying to be awake in the mornings, it's been a hurdle. So we have Kathy here in the comments. So Kathy's saying Pluto stationing retrograde. So Kathy, if you can drop in the chat and I can put it up on the screen. Yes. So let us know your thoughts in the chat around Pluto being in retrograde, stationing retrograde in Aquarius, because you are the professional Aquarian here on YouTube. Okay. Hi, Kathy, as Erica says. Yes. Oh, little Fraser. You probably can't see this. He's got this paper towel. And it's almost like his yoga mat because he loves being next to this paper towel. And if that's what makes little Fraser happy, who I can tell is very, very tired right now, then that's what he gets is his little paper towel. So, all right, Fraser, I think we should talk about the headlines. All right, first up, yeah, collections coming for millions of student loan borrowers. Hoo-wee, this feels incredibly heavy in the energy. And I know most of you on this channel know me, you know my work, and I see things, hear things, feel things. So when I look at the energy of money and debt, not just in the United States, but in other parts of the country, I've been talking recently about the collapse of the dollar and like a reorganization of how we move through the world with our money, what we're able to buy with our money. I've been saying for a long time how we needed to have extra food, extra water, extra supplies. And it's kind of weird seeing it play out in the news and people sharing what's happening in grocery stores near their homes. But I feel like Spirit's been nudging us to have extra supplies on hand, one, because of the tariffs and what we're going to be able to get and not get easily. But I also just think as we get deeper into the year, I think there's going to be other things like potentially martial law that has people in different countries at home and staying inside. There are a lot of things that I just can't say publicly. Those that are Sacred Signal members will know what I'm talking about. But I've seen a lot of things recently about President Trump and some potential major issues. And if any of those predictions end up coming to fruition, which I hope they don't, just because I don't wish anything bad on anyone, If any of those predictions come true, then we'll see a whole lot of issues with our financial system and what we're able to get. So I think that people are going to really be affected by the student loans and potentially, being sent to collections if you haven't been paying your student loans. So let me know in the comments what you think of this, what you make of this, because I feel psychically there are a lot of people that can't afford what is coming their way. People that are already feeling strapped, feeling tight financially. And I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. I think the holidays this year, I know we're only in May, but I think the holidays this year are going to be really strange. I think there's potential for the holidays to feel really heavy. But I think one of the things as it pertains to money and debt and those kinds of headlines, I feel like what people are used to buying over the holidays, it's going to be very different this year. I think there's going to be a lot more people scaling back in what they're buying. I think there'll be more people that are making things to give to family this year. So, hey, you got like 7 months heads up. Like you could go and start making stuff and putting it off to the side. All right, let's see what Kathy has to say. I saw that she posted a few things. Vanessa, this is a slice of life right now. We roll with the chaos. Listen, if things are not going to go perfectly, right? And so I think today's show kind of serves as a reminder to all of us that best laid plans, right? They don't necessarily go as you plan them to go, and you just kind of have to roll with it. Oh, cute. Yeah, Julie, Fraser doing the downward cat on his paper towel. Oh, I thought Fraser was the only one that liked a paper towel to sit on. So Kathy's saying that Pluto stationing retrograde in Aquarius is affecting technology. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Fraser's happy. Everyone's happy. Yeah, Kathy goes on to say that it's bearing down on our technology system. So if you thought you were safe because we're not in Mercury retrograde, you're wrong. Oh, okay. So about the student loan debt, looks like Chelsea spoke to somebody today and they said that I shouldn't pay until this summer. Okay. So Kathy goes on, student loans, economic chaos continuing through the month and into early July, challenging the American people as a whole. Economic chaos through early July. So what are we in? So we got May, June, and early July. We got about 2 months then of economic chaos. Oh, yeah. So Chelsea's saying, call your student loan rep. Don't panic until you talk to them. Yeah, I agree, Autumn. I think there's just a lot of people, before even any of this stuff started happening, that were paycheck to paycheck, that have considerable credit card debt, people that have government assistance. So, yeah, it just feels like it keeps compounding. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Angela's saying caretaking for her mom and the expenses that go along with that. Yeah, Vanessa, people can barely afford basics and layoffs and closures are coming too. Absolutely. I've been predicting about more layoffs, people having increased issues getting jobs. So my friends that have reached out to me and said, oh, I've been looking for a new job. And I'm like, oh my God, do not leave your current job unless you have like solid gold with a new employer, or that you're starting your own company that you feel really good and solid about. I don't even think we've reached anywhere near the pinnacle of what this is going to do. Oh, thanks for coming to the show. Yeah, normally I have a guest. Oh, but, you know, technology. Kathy's in the chat. She's my guest for today. Yeah. Brianna, thanks for sharing, you know, where you're at with that. Yeah. Whew. Next week, so Kathy adds, next week we'll bring lots of talk about money and resources. Oh, that's hilarious. Hey, you know what? I like that your daughter's got some drive to have a career as a YouTuber. I like it. Brianna's takeover. I hope she makes it big. Yeah, Lorraine, I feel this. When people went through the Depression, they learned to be frugal. Maybe our society needs to learn this now. I think that's where we're going, is that more and more people will have to really look at what they're spending. And, you know, if it's going to lend to, you know, their long-term success, are they investing in a class, or are they not contributing to their long-term success? So, good question about this. Is money safe in the banks? So, I remember a while back, I was looking at the banks a lot because they felt really unstable. And I remember Spirit showing me that it was going to depend on what bank you were at. I think there's a lot in the world of potentiality right now of things that could happen, and some of them are really, really bad. I'm just being honest about, because I look at this every week and talk about it for my Sacred Signals community. So a lot of it feels pretty heavy. As I'm saying that, I see like this clairvoyant flash in front of me of people doing a run on the banks a long time ago. I'm seeing it as like a black and white photo. I don't know the year, but it feels like in the U.S. history, maybe it was around the Great Depression, around that time. That's the feeling I get as I see the symbol play out in front of me. I am not a financial advisor. I think you all know that. Me personally, what I am doing is I am watching some of these predictions that I've been getting downloads of. I'm not panicking, and I hope you don't panic either. If we get breaking news coming across our phone or our TVs, we have to trust our intuition on it. There was an astrologer, I feel like it was probably about a month ago now, and he said, you know, something similar. He goes, you know, I'm not a financial advisor, but, you know, you may want to consider your 401k and how you can diversify your money. And then it was like a couple of days later, after the astrologer said something about it, that's when the stock market took a huge hit because of the tariffs. So I think it's going to be bumpy for a while. When I look at the dollar feels energetically useless and flat. So I do think we're going to see more and more issues around other countries and how they treat the US dollar. So if you were to go to the bank and take your money out, like, what does that do? You know, and that's a valid question. Like, what do you do with that, right? Now you got a, you know, money, cash in your house. You know, how do you protect that? What if the predictions are true that I've been seeing about the money system being switched over to a digital currency? and you just got like a shoebox of cash. Like, so it doesn't quite equate for me when I look at it energetically. But you obviously have to do what's best for you, your family, your loved ones. But I just think this year is going to have a lot of peaks and valleys when it comes to our money system and what we can do with our money system, what we can do with money. You know, I've been predicting bartering for a long time. So I think we may even see more and more people exchanging goods and services without actually giving someone money. So more trades. Okay, let's see here. Let's check this, see if Kathy has put some more comments in here. Yes, I agree. I think we are going to see what we're made of, especially the next 5 years, what we're made of. I think there'll be opportunities. You know, there were opportunities during the Great Depression. There were some people that made a lot of money and were very successful during that time period. So be mindful of, you know, whatever you're seeing in the external world. It may not mean that has to be what you as an individual are experiencing. So just try not to pull that in as your own inner story. Julie's saying, I'm concerned about cutbacks as a freelance worker and wonder if possible to transfer to a safer field now. Identifying those safer fields could be a bit challenging. I would ask yourself if AI could do your job, because I don't know what a safer job would be. I think it would depend on where, right? Because there's some parts of, let's say the United States, for example, where they're looking for more contractors, more laborers, people to build homes, right? So I think there'll be some things that a robot can't quite do yet, like build a house. You know, I think Amazon has like a tiny house you can buy and things like that. So we're getting closer and closer to where you will just be able to like order a house and it shows up in a very different way than how they're being built now. But finding a safe job now, I think it just depends on several factors, as like where you live, what do you do, what are your talents, how easily replaceable are you? If the economy takes a downward swing, are you going to get laid off? Let's see. So, long comment about like mindset and doesn't abundance attract abundance? So if you are frugal, then are you having scarcity mindset? It's a good point, right? So I do think you attract the frequency that you're at. So if you are being frugal or cutting back, I think it's worth asking yourself, like, why am I cutting back? Because if you are in a scarcity mindset and you think there's not going to be enough, or you think there is going to be lack, I think you will see lack and scarcity showing up more and more in your life and the headlines, right? So I do think there's a good point there about, what do you believe to be true? What do you value? Because if you get really clear on what it is you value, then if you're cutting back and you're spending because it doesn't align with what you value, then I think that could be a positive, right? So let's say you value education. Okay, well, I'm not going to cut back on taking classes or bettering myself because I value education. So I'm going to keep spending money on education because I value it. Maybe I don't value as much gray hair growing in. Maybe I'm like, hey, it's okay. Why don't I just let more and more gray come in? Because I don't really value that, right? I don't feel like I have to present myself in a certain way to the world. So maybe you're like, I'm going to cut back on going to the hair salon every 6 weeks. I'm going to double that. I'm just going to go once every 3 months because I value having more money and resources to be able to invest in other things that I do value. So maybe it's not cutting back out of lack, but maybe a reorganization on your budget and what you're spending money on. So India and Pakistan, I haven't sat with that yet. I may do that on Thursday for Sacred Signals. I do think there's going to be escalation there. I feel like people are really primed, not just individuals that we come across at the gas station and the grocery store, or if we have children, the parents, that have kids that go to the same school, maybe our coworkers. I think a lot of people are just maxed out. But I also think it's not just the individuals. I think it's different leaders of different countries that I'm hearing spirit say that feel like they have nothing to lose. So I do think that will end up contributing to some of the warfare and attacks that we're going to end up seeing in different parts of the world. It feels like things are going to hell in a handbasket. What does it matter anymore? And that's frankly when people and leaders, elected officials get really, really scary. Think of any of the countries that, we all live in. When you think your back is against the wall and you feel like it's not going to get any better anyway, that is a very dangerous position to be in. So Kathy is saying the last few years have encouraged streamlining and honing in on what is most important to you. Absolutely, those values. So now it's like the pandemic time on steroids. Oof. Yeah, Jackie, I totally agree. Robots aren't logical, thoughtful, intuitive, caring, or loving. I agree. So if we think about that, it's like, okay, well, what kind of service or company or job would you want to create that do align with those qualities? Yeah, Diana, I agree. Robots aren't mindful. They lack empathy. Yeah, I wonder if robots and AI do get to the point where we've been feeding them so much with our questions and our input, and do they eventually have feeling? I've been seeing more and more headlines pop up around people that, I don't mean to laugh. I'm just like, yeah, maybe that's me, but maybe that's me in the future. People that have AI boyfriends and girlfriends. I mean, I'm not saying I'd do it, but I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. Oh, I think it's like one of those things where it becomes more and more normalized. You're having a dinner party and your friend Catherine's going to come over for dinner, and she says she's going to, bring the guy she's been dating. And so you're really excited to meet him. And she shows up and you're like, well, where is he? And she's like, he's right here on my phone. It's my robot boyfriend. Oh, God. Oh, God. There's a reason, I'm sure, why I incarnated right now. Oh. Oh, Julie, I love that. My boyfriend's been doing my nails for the last 8 years. Yeah, you know what? Your robot boyfriend, your AI boyfriend cannot do your nails, at least not yet. So Kathy is saying, India and Pakistan, this attack has staying power, may have ramifications into September and October. Okay, that's really, really good insight. Yes, Jackie, I completely agree. If you've been thinking about being a healer, being a tarot card reader, an astrologer, a psychic, teaching meditation classes, if you've been thinking about any of that, there is so much need. Absolutely. Okay, let's look at our next. Let's look at our next headline. Okay. Oh yeah, Newark. Basically, the news this week has come out and said, don't fly in and out of Newark, which is on the east coast of the United States. Yeah, seems like there's a lot of problems with planes these days. And we have the real ID implementation that starts, I believe it's tomorrow, May 7th. And they were saying for a while you had to have a real ID, the enhanced ID or whatever you call it, so that you could get on a plane, board the plane. And now I guess the news is saying, well, if you don't have it, still show up. It's just going to take you longer to get through security. If I was one of those people that sat in the DMV for hours and hours and hours to get it done by the deadline, and now you're telling me, just show up. Yeah, you'll be fine. I would be so pissed. So I think the security lines at the airports are going to get really, really bad, because if it's slowing down the process that you don't have the real ID, then I imagine it's just going to slow down the security lines. I do not have faith that anybody flying in the next couple of weeks are going to get through these lines quickly. So, hard pass. Hard pass on a digital boyfriend, are you sure? Oh, gosh, that's funny. Yeah, I know. I don't really want to have an AI boyfriend. Jacqueline, hey, what's up? I believe that while you may not be replaced by AI, depending on your profession, you may be replaced by someone who uses AI if you do not. Yeah. I think that, so some of the visions I've been shown is that one person would basically like take over a team of people, where there may have been 5 jobs before, maybe there's one, but that one person is using AI. So it just feels like there's less and less people that actually have full-time jobs. Okay. Kathy is saying Mercury-Jupiter aspect, turning aviation travel into chaos. Stakes go up astrologically next week, pushing for fixes. Man! God. And Pluto is in Aquarius for so long, which I think is the aspect that's triggering a lot of the aviation issues and what are we going to do about it. I wonder if it's going to get to the point where people are going to be flying less because of the different issues they're hearing about with different air traffic control and planes crashing. And, you know, I feel for the air traffic control people. I know there's a shortage. I've heard that job is incredibly stressful. So we've been talking today in the comments about how we're tired, you know, we're stressed out about money or our jobs. I can't imagine being tired like a lot of us have been this week and knowing you have to go in and be an air traffic controller. I'm not saying that, I forgive them for all the errors and stuff that they've made, but at the end of the day, they are literally just human beings moving through the world. They have issues with their families, with debt, with wondering where they're going to live, right? Like they have all of the same issues that people have because they're people. So we're asking individuals that may potentially be very maxed out to make sure that, aircraft is able to travel safely. Robin's going to Maui. Hey, listen. I love Maui. God, it's so beautiful there. Mel's saying, I'd like a digital boyfriend. Oh, that's right. Was it Joaquin Phoenix who did that movie, Her? Yeah, I've seen that. If you're into AI relationships or the potentiality of it, I would watch that movie, Her. Oh, the jar. The jar is if you comment, you get a bauble in there, and I give away a prize at the end of the show. Yeah, Pluto just went retrograde, or it's stationing retrograde, but it's going to stay in Aquarius. I think it goes back. I think it's at 3 degrees, and it goes back to 1 degree, I think. So we don't switch signs with Pluto, but yeah, it's in Aquarius. Oh yeah, Autumn, thanks for helping. Appreciate that. Yes, it was Joaquin Phoenix. He fell in love with his Siri, his robot girlfriend. What? You've never been on a plane? I don't know if I'd go right now. Just teasing. Hey, listen, when it's our time to go, it's our time to go. Okay, let's look at the next headline. Oh, I thought this was interesting. And Kathy, if you're still in the comments, let us know your thoughts on this one. So, a woman missing for more than 60 years has been found alive. So went missing 6 decades ago in Wisconsin. I have very mixed feelings about this. I'm not saying to admit in the comments if you would ever do this, but you can if you want. Would you ever just disappear and not tell anyone? That's like a bold move. I feel so bad for the people that looked for her for 60 years. She just didn't want to be found. You can pull up the article. This one's from CNN, but it was posted yesterday, May 5th. Audrey Jean Backberg was reported missing in 1962. So I think, she's an individual. She can make her own choices. If she wants to disappear for 60 years, then so be it. I just feel bad for the people that were worried sick about her. And whatever resources were put towards, trying to find her. So it does make you wonder how many people that have gone missing don't want to be found, but they're very much alive. Kathy's saying Venus, which is symbolic, representing a woman in Aries, is an opportunity aspect to Pluto coming back from the dead. Wow. Yeah, Pat asked a good question. Isn't this how witness protection works? Well, I think at least with witness protection, there's some kind of flag on your file. So different law enforcement agencies would know that you disappeared on purpose. Yeah, me is saying sometimes I would like to disappear. 60 years. Oh, okay, let's see here. Oh, I agree. Jacqueline's saying thought about it for a while in her 20s, but realized that life kind of sucked when you didn't have your friends and family with you. Wow. Poor woman, 60 years trying to be on the DL and she ends up on CNN. Oh, God. Yeah, so much for hiding, huh? Oh, yeah. I think a lot of missing adults do this. I think some also go into portals that take them someplace else. Um, did you ever hear the story about the woman, is it the day before 9/11 happened in New York? They've done true crime stories about her. I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but 9/11 happens and they can't find her. She doesn't work in the World Trade Center. She'd been going through a lot in her life and mentally, and some of the choices that had been made. But they don't know, like, did she end up at the World Trade Center that day for some reason and die? She worked in the medical profession. Did she go in and try to save people and didn't make it out? But they've never been able to find her. But it makes you think, the day before 9/11, how many people got away with crimes? Or the morning of 9/11, 2001, how many people were doing shady ass-ish? Never will get caught because of everything that happened, with 9/11 and the Twin Towers. I agree. I agree. I think it is way more difficult to disappear these days. It's like you can't get away from having to use a debit card, a credit card. Like, how do you make money? Is it tied to a social security number? It's just a lot harder. And I think if they do end up going to a largely digital currency platform, then I think it's pretty much impossible because everything will be tracked and no one will take cash at that point. I don't know if she had kids. That's a good question. I read the article, but I can't remember off the top of my head if she did. Yeah, Kelly, I feel like sometimes we just need a break. But come back from the break because people will miss you. Yeah, they might find Elvis. Kelly's saying, or excuse me, Kathy is saying, Venus and Aries gave her the nerve to emerge. Okay, coming out of hiding. Yeah, I think we're going to have a lot coming out about 9/11 and that whole story. I don't think we have a fraction of the truth right now. Okay, next headline. This one was really sad. And Kathy, if you got some thoughts on this one, I'd love to hear where you feel like this fits in. Boat washes ashore near San Diego. This was yesterday, so I don't know if this count has been updated. But 3 were dead, 4 survivors, and 9 people unaccounted for. I just thought how incredibly sad. So if anybody has any more info on that, drop it in the comments. Or I just think there's a lot of people desperate right now. And I think with desperation, sometimes it has us taking bigger risks than we should, or maybe that we normally do. And so my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that hasn't been found with this boat and those that have passed, and absolutely for the people that survived this, because I don't think you really ever get past something like that. Um, whew. Okay, let's keep going. I'll watch the comments. Oh, what am I going to say about this one? Listen, I've been to Alcatraz as a tourist. This one, I don't think I had any predictions. This was not on my bingo card. I feel like for next year, for 2026, I feel like I need to create some kind of game where we have like a bingo card game for the year of 2026. But this was not on my bingo card for for 2025. I don't know how that's going to work. I thought Alcatraz, if you've been there, let me know in the comments. I thought the tour was really interesting. I thought going into the old cells was interesting. I mean, I didn't feel like it was a modern facility. So if he starts like taking people over to Alcatraz, how much money is being spent getting people over to Alcatraz, getting those that work there over to Alcatraz? How much money is it going to take to renovate it so that it can be more modernized? Sometimes I wonder about these headlines. Yeah, Christine, I'm kind of feeling you too. It's like, is this just supposed to be a distraction? Because I almost think like this is a joke. Just to get a headline out there. I'm like, huh? It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Yes, that place is haunted. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember, oh gosh, I went there a long time ago. But I remember looking inside of the cells. So I've been to other jails, prisons as well. Energetically, they're probably some of the creepiest places that a person could go to. So I would say to you, if you ever go on a tour of a jail or a prison, clear your energy up, down, and sideways after you get done, because they carry a lot of gnarly, gnarly bad energy, as you could imagine, right? But I was a part of a leadership program in Vegas and toured a jail and a prison. I've been on different tours like Alcatraz. There was another one I went to. Was it in Boise? I went to some other jail that was open to the public. I think in some ways they're worse than like going to Zach Braggin's haunted museum in Las Vegas. And that place has got some gnarly energy. So just ask yourself, am I putting myself in some gross, heavy energy going into whatever location you're about to go into? Whew. We'll see. We'll see if it's a joke. Yeah, totally creepy. Here we go. Kathy's saying Alcatraz. Also, this is Saturn separating from the North Node in Pisces. Pisces rules prisons. Mars is moving to Trump's Pluto and Leo in his 12th house of prison and crimes. Oh, so he probably does mean it then, since it's activating his own astrology chart, activating the area of his birth chart around prisons and crime. So maybe he does think it's a great idea. Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of spirits in there. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. Yeah, this one was sad too. 3 dead, 5 injured in a shooting. This was Sunday night that it happened in the Phoenix, Arizona area. And by accounts, it sounds like there were families there, kids there. Do you remember, like, back in the day, this kind of stuff didn't happen? Like, I had a childhood where people didn't go into places and shoot them up. Um, it's probably in the last, what do you call it, 26 years that this has really been on the increase. I bring this article up because I feel that our intuition is our superpower. So if you ever feel like something isn't sitting right about a place that you said you were going to go or an event that you were going to go to, if something just feels off, please trust that. Please trust that. And even if you can't necessarily put your finger on it, okay? Because you never know if you're feeling off about it. It could be something that happens on the way to the event or the venue. Maybe it's something that happens at the venue or on your way home. And it's not to put fear out there. It's just like, you know what? If something just isn't sitting right, please trust that. Please trust it. Karen, do I ever feel like we're all part of a reality show that someone else is watching? Yes. Yes. I often wonder if we are the cast of the Truman Show. I sometimes, as horrifying as these headlines are, some of these, it does make me wonder, what the hell is going on here on Earth? Let's see. I want to see if I'm. Okay. Oh. So Kathy's saying, so much going on astrologically with Alcatraz. This weekend, Jupiter expansion crossed Trump's sun and moon opposition, and he was more outrageous than usual. Same with the AI Pope and Star Wars images. I haven't seen Star Wars images, but I did see, oh God, I think it was last week. My Sacred Signal membership will have to remind me, but I said something about the Pope being involved, or the Trump being involved with the selection of the Pope. And then I think it was like a day or so later, he comes out with like the image of him as the Pope. I'm like, what? What? Like, you can't make this stuff up. On all sides of the equation, left, right, up, down, all the headlines, all the people, like, you just can't make this stuff up. Okay. Julie, I totally agree. It's like we're in the twilight zone. That's what I was asking at the very beginning about, like, how people were sleeping. It's like, what planet are we on? Oh yeah, Jackie's saying these acts of violence, like the news headline that we have up on the screen. People did do it, but it was more about bank robberies, heist, thievery. Yeah. Oh, Kathy is saying this is Mercury Chiron Aries conjunction event with Pluto death stationing retrograde. Psycho beasts stirring. Maybe someone insulted someone that led to this. Oh, interesting. Unhinged people. Jacqueline, I agree. We have a mental health crisis. Yeah. How can I sense that a place is haunted? I feel it. And I can tell you like where in the space the spirit is and what they're saying and doing. And oh yeah. But I also do this for a living, right? So, yeah, so I can walk into haunted or a space if somebody's like, I think it might be haunted. I can go in there and tell you if it is and why it is and where it's at. And oh yeah. Whew. Okay, let's go to the next one. Got a couple more. Kamala Harris. Take steps and return to the political stage. What do I think about this one? I try to stay very neutral when it comes to politics, but damn, some of the headlines, whether it's about him or her or whoever, I just scratch my head. I don't think any of us should be relying on politicians to save us, regardless of what side of the equation they're on, what they tell you should happen, or what they can or cannot do. I don't think they save us at the end of the day. And I think astrologically and psychically, I think we're headed into more and more of a time that we are going to have to be more self-sufficient. We're going to have to figure out things on our own. Because I think a lot of the political system, I think, ends up changing. And so how the office of the United States, the presidency of the United States, I haven't seen it in the predictions like remaining the same. So I just think we're going to be experiencing upheaval. So, hey, good for her. If she wants to like return to the political stage, have a good time. But I am not looking at anyone in political office to say they're going to save us. I just don't think it's where we're at. I think we have entered a different place and time. And I feel for the people that think that someone's coming to save them. Because I think more and more the systems just keep imploding. Oh, may the 4th be with you. Yeah, that was a couple days ago. Star Wars, because I see Star Wars in the comments. I'm like, oh, that's right. May the 4th be with you. So evil spirits, do they want to go into the light? Evil? I don't know if I've had experiences necessarily with trying to send evil spirits to the light, but spirits that haven't fully transitioned, I have moved over to the light. They don't all want to go to the light, so some of them choose to stay in the location that they're in. Sometimes they like hanging out in a prison. I used to have my Las Vegas show in a haunted hotel inside their showroom. And they had this attic area up at the top of the hotel, and it had so many spirits in it. And I went up there and opened up a portal and tried to send some spirits up, and there were some that didn't want to go. Whew, let's see here. Yeah, Venus moving into Aries, or Venus in Aries, yeah. Okay. I think I have one more on here. The Met Gala. Did you see any of the red carpet? It wasn't red. Was it blue? There was some color to it. But did you catch any of the outfits? Going to the Met is on my list. Not necessarily the Met Gala. I don't think I'll ever go to the Met Gala unless I get invited by some crazy turn of events. But I've been outside of the Met in New York. I don't know how the heck they built the walls up where they walked down the red carpet and then it had like an overhang on it. I'm like, where is this? Like, did they build this whole like tunnel area that they were walking through? Maybe, right? But I really like the outfits, costumes, attire, whatever you want to call it. And I love that there's a theme. But they raised a lot of money, $31 million. So I do think, obviously having it be for a good cause is great. From my understanding, money is used on things like keeping different costumes, clothing pieces safe, restored. And it also gives people an opportunity to come up with some awesome ensemble and get their picture taken. But yeah, I think it was menswear was the theme for this year. Oh, thank you, Robin. I appreciate it. Yes, please give the episode for me and Kathy a thumbs up today. I'd appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, but I know that online you can go and check out the carpet photos from yesterday. All right, make sure you've commented if you've just been watching kind of in the background. That way your bauble goes in the jar. All right, so let's go over a couple things. I'm going to pull our tarot card winner. The tarot report. And special thanks to Kathy for being in the comments today, helping us through the astrology. I do have her link in the description of this video, so check out her work, and her socials are on there. You've been seeing her Professional Aquarius here on YouTube, so please go follow her channel. Professional Aquarian is her YouTube handle, so yeah, go follow her. That would be awesome. And if you haven't, if you're new to my work, hit the subscribe button so you get updates on more shows that I'm doing. Next week, assuming the technology works out okay, I have a fellow psychic medium joining me. So I'm curious to see what she's been getting and what downloads and predictions. So, Kathy's saying the Met Gala is another example of Venus sextile Pluto. Both represent money. Interesting. Yeah, I can't imagine the value of some of those outfits that they wore to the Met yesterday. And then what happens to those ensembles after they're worn? Do they go into, some of them go into some kind of museum or auctioned off for charity. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, thank you, Kathy. Everybody's saying thanks, Kathy. Okay, let's see what I've got as my reminders. We have remote viewing, level 1 certification. So you'll be practicing looking at targets, hidden information with your psychic senses. So that is over on spiritandspark.com. So make sure you check that out. That's coming up in a few weeks. And it is introductory pricing. It's the best pricing you're going to find for this class. So I would sign up so that you don't get stuck with the higher price after it's been launched. What else do I have on here? Yes. Dream interpretation class. I know some of you wait till the last minute. It's over half sold out. And I have another email going out for it. So I would not wait on signing up for this. This is Wednesday, May 28th, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You get the replay for that as well. So just a friendly heads up. I got an email from somebody last month that was like, hey, how come I can't sign up? I'm like, it's sold out. I'm sorry. I try to tell you. And you name your own price. So there's no set price on this because you're catching it before it's recorded. Because once it's recorded, it becomes an on-demand class. So you might as well go name your own price. And yeah. I'm going to drop the link to the dream interpretation class in the comments. If I did that right. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it's in the live comments now. Dream interpretation class. So if you haven't signed up, that's the link where you name your own price. What else do I have on here? Sacred Signals. Tomorrow, I'm going to lead the group through a free class on Regulus. Regulus is a bright star in the Leo constellation, and it signals where you may find great success in your life. So I'm going to be teaching you about Regulus, where to find it in your chart, what it means, all that good stuff. So that's tomorrow. That's free for Sacred Signals members. So if you aren't a Sacred Signal member, you are missing out on a bunch of stuff. And you can sign up for that on my website, spiritandspark.com. Is there anything else on here that I missed? I don't think so. I think I got everything. Y'all know to go take the psychic quiz over on my website. I think most of you have been on my live streams most weeks, so you know about the quiz. Okay, I think those are all my announcements. Yeah, dream interpretation. Come to that class. We're going to have fun. Okay, so how this works, I am going to put my email address in the live chat. And if I pull your name out of this jar, you have until 11:59 p.m. Pacific time today, May 6th, to email me and claim your prize. It is a 12-month personalized tarot report. Whatever name that jar says, it will match your name in the chat. Yeah, here, listen to Jane. I think it actually helps when people say that Sacred Signals is amazing, because I can sit here and be like, oh my God, you get so much. But it helps when somebody else says it. Okay, so I'm going to do our little drum roll. And, okay. I don't remember a lot of my dreams. Would this dream interpretation class be useful? Yes, I'm going to teach you how to remember more of your dreams, premonitions, why we have premonitions in dreams, different symbolism in our dreams and what it means. So it's kind of a comprehensive class about dreams. Yeah. Okay. Let's do our drum roll. Ready? Okay. And thanks for sticking with me today, even though it was just me up on the screen and little Fraser for part of it. Okay, our winner for this week is Leanne Benedetti. Leanne Benedetti, you are this week's winner. So email me, Dallisa@spiritandspark.com. And yeah, we do the jar every week. So come back, be a part of it. It'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, thanks for hanging out, even though technology failed us. But I do think it was interesting to look at some of the news headlines. And yeah, I'd love to see you over in the dream interpretation. So I'll drop that link one more time in the live chat. And I just hope everybody has an awesome as the jar. Why don't I just put the jar like literally on top of my face as I have an awesome week. I love you. Thanks for being in my community. Thanks for being here and contributing to the chat and hanging out. And yeah, we'll keep an eye on those breaking news stories, but we won't panic. We won't go into chaos. We will remain strong. We will get through this. And yeah, and thanks again for Kathy for being a part of the astrology chat today. Reminder that all of our info is underneath this video, so check it out and go show Kathy some love over on her YouTube channel, on her website. So yeah, absolutely. Professional Aquarian, go follow her over on YouTube. Yeah. All right, everybody. I will catch you on the next one.